into the face of my enemy. I see my brother. I see my brother.
Look through the eyes of my enemy, no friend of me. The same one who killed Trayvon Officer Friendly, but it ain't friendly. Remember Anunnaki, a fallen one who put the gun to the head of Pimp C. Resurrection in progress, we fake this, call it R.I.P. Now rise and shine, harvest time, government heavenly. Even our white brothers and sisters from the 70s. After the light of day, we were separate as family, no brotherhood.
I look into the face of my enemy. I see my brother. I see my brother.
Since 6 to Super 7 got me deep in the 8. Every mile running this race is still black is my face. As they peep out they peripherals, appalled by the game. Whenever white rain and thunder put delays in the game. My flow from atmospheria, my shoes they come from Italy. Vortexian heat, I'm transferring this energy. Every word deliberately, cops will kill you literally and label you a terrorist if black with your identity. No brotherhood.
I look into the face of my enemy. I see my brother. I see my brother. When I look.
We was headed to pull out block on a day party, get up the street. They started shooting, they shot.
The tragic fate of young Dolph's killer is one that twists and turns like a suspense-filled thriller. Memphis, a city where the legacy of rap giants reigns, was suddenly rocked by the devastating news of young Dolph's murder. Fans are left in disbelief at this unexpected and sudden demise of a star. The killer, caught in the spotlight, became a hunted figure, a ghost pursued by both the law and the streets. What could possibly drive someone to take the life of an artist so loved by his community? The fate of this individual, who thought they could get away with silencing the king of Memphis, is as tragic as his crime. Curious about how this tragic story ends? Let's dig deeper into the aftermath of one of hip-hop's darkest moments. The tragic events unfolded on November 17th, 2021.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you.
When young Dolph rolled up to the Airways location of Makita's, just moments after entering the store, chaos erupted as masked gunmen. The trial of young Dolph's murder. With so much media buzz in Shelby County, an outside jury from Davidson County has been brought in to make sure the case is heard without distractions. And trust me, distractions would be easy to come by with all the twists this trial is already serving. Cornelia Smith Jr. and Hernandez Govan were initially set to stand trial alongside Justin Johnson. But hold on. According to the prosecution's opening statements, Smith and Govan are now expected to testify against Johnson. Yep, that's right. 2 of the 3 suspects have flipped, adding even more suspense to this already high-profile case. The stakes couldn't be higher as the courtroom gears up for testimony that could blow the case wide open. The trial officially kicked off on Monday, September 23, 2024, and Johnson now stands alone in the spotlight, facing serious charges, including first-degree murder, unlawful carrying and possession of a firearm, and theft of property. It's all connected to the tragic death of young Dolph, real name Adolph Thornton Jr., a Memphis icon whose murder shocked the rap community. With Smith taking the stand and testify against Johnson, this trial is shaping up to be one for the books. The trial for young Dolph's alleged killers has kicked off with an explosive twist. Brace yourselves. Right from the start, one of the accused shooters, Cornelius Smith, dropped a major bombshell in court. He's up on the stand, and suddenly he confesses. Yes, you read that right. Cornelius openly admits he's the man caught on that chilling November 2021 surveillance footage, holding and firing the semi-automatic weapon that took the life of Memphis rap legend young Dolph. But wait, there's more. As if his confession wasn't enough to leave everyone's jaws on the courtroom floor, Cornelius didn't go down alone. He dragged his co-defendant into the spotlight too. Imagine the gasps and whispers rippling through the crowd as Cornelius pointed the finger, implicating his partner in crime in a very dramatic way. Cornelius Smith, one of the accused shooters, took the stand and dropped a series of jaw-dropping revelations that left everyone buzzing. First off, Smith admitted that when he pulled the trigger on the Memphis rap icon, he felt nothing. No remorse, no fear. According to him, it was all about the money, and not just any money. He was promised a cool $100,000 for the hit. Who was behind this sinister payout? None other than Yo Gotti's now deceased brother, Big Jook, who in a twist of fate was killed in January. I wasn't feeling nothing at the time. I was just trying to get some money. I saw him standing by the window. I just got out of the car and started shooting. But Smith wasn't done stirring the pot. In a dramatic courtroom confession, he pointed fingers at Justin Johnson, his alleged accomplice. Smith claimed Johnson was the one firing the handgun during the murder, making sure to drag him deeper into the web of this chaotic crime. Things didn't exactly go as planned during the hit on young Dolph. Cue the action scene. As the shooters opened fire, Dolph's brother wasn't about to go down without a fight. In a dramatic twist, he fired back, hitting Cornelius Smith multiple times in the shoulder, arm, and leg. Imagine the chaos. Bullets flying, Smith bleeding, and suddenly, the entire plan spiraling out of control. But the story doesn't end there. In true survival mode, Smith somehow managed to escape despite his injuries and found his way to a nearby apartment. There, he patched himself up using a med kit, like something straight out of an action movie. It's a wild turn of events, and you can just picture the tension, the adrenaline, and the panic. Despite his quick thinking, though, the damage was done. As if that wasn't enough, Smith threw another name into the mix, Hernandez Govan, his former drug dealer. According to Smith, Govan was the one who let them in on the $100K bounty Big Jook had put on Dolph's head. Big Jook, the person I told you about before, the #2 guy at CMG, he's put out a hit, $100,000 to whoever kills Dolph. He has met with Justin Johnson, he has met with Cornelius Smith, and they think they're ready to do it. Here's where things get even crazier. Smith revealed that he and Johnson barely knew each other, having only been acquainted for a few months before the shooting. The plan? To split the $100,000 bounty between them, with each taking $40,000 and giving Govan $10,000. But wait, that math doesn't add up, right? There's still $10,000 missing. Well, it turns out Smith never saw anything close to $40K. After all the smoke cleared, he says he only walked away with $800. Yep, you read that right. The guy who took part in one of Memphis's most shocking crimes only pocketed $800. Can you imagine being part of such a high-stakes plot for a massive payday, only to end up with barely enough cash to pay rent? The courtroom is now buzzing with questions. Why was the money split this way? What happened to the rest of it? And how does Govan fit into this tangle?
Nice. Great. Amazing.
Web of murder, drugs, and betrayal. The fate of the killers. Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy spilled some interesting tea after the opening statements in the young Dolph murder trial. While Cornelius Smith is fully cooperating with the prosecution, Mulroy kept things mysterious when it came to Hernandez Govan, dodging any specific details. All he'd say is that both Smith and Govan's futures hang in the balance, and their fates will either be sealed by a plea deal or decided at trial.
No.
So Cornelius Smith. Smith, good morning.
Smith's court trial. Luke Evans, defense attorney for Justin Johnson, didn't waste any time during the cross-examination of Cornelius Smith. He went straight for the jugular, grilling Smith on what he told law enforcement after his arrest. Spoiler alert, Smith admitted he wasn't exactly honest. At first, he claimed he had never seen the infamous Mercedes involved in the case and didn't even know Justin Johnson. But under pressure from Evans, Smith came clean and admitted that those were lies. Smith also revealed that he had met with law enforcement 3 or 4 times to prepare for the trial. Evans, clearly trying to cast doubt on Smith's credibility, suggested that his story had conveniently evolved over time with a little help from the authorities. And then things got even juicier. Evans dropped the bombshell that Smith's original lawyer had been paid a whopping $50,000 to represent him in the case. When Evans asked where that money came from, Smith confirmed it wasn't from his own pockets. Nope, the cash came from CMG, the record label tied to Yo Gotti and Big Jook. Smith's admissions about lying to the police and taking money from CMG certainly cast a shadow over his testimony, giving the defense a lot of ammunition to work with. There's no question that that money was for services rendered, for killing Dolph. You didn't think then, man, I really shouldn't get money for killing somebody. Regarding the picture of Johnson, with his suitcase packed, taken after Dolph's murder, Smith admitted that he doesn't know if Johnson was ever paid for the hit on young Dolph. Stuff slip a person's mind at the time. When law enforcement questioned me, I'm not going to remember everything right there, bit for bit. Luke Evans, defense attorney for Justin Johnson, turned up the heat during his cross-examination of Cornelius Smith. He hit Smith with some direct questions, including one about whether he had bragged about being able to get up on Dolph real easy because he knew where young Dolph's aunt lived and saw the rapper there weekly. Smith firmly denied ever saying that, but the tension in the room was palpable. Evans wasn't done. He asked Smith if he was hoping to get some kind of deal or leniency in exchange for his testimony. Smith, playing it cool, said no. He just wanted to get everything off his chest and clear his conscience. According to Smith, he was speaking up for his own peace of mind, not for any legal breaks. But Evans wasn't buying it and had a different story to tell. Evans brought up a claim that Smith had told a different tale to his sisters after his arrest back in 2022. He suggested that Smith might have been more interested in a deal than he was letting on. While Evans didn't go into detail right away, the implication was clear. Smith's testimony might not be as straightforward or selfless as he wanted everyone to believe. The cross-examination was intense, with Evans working hard to poke holes in Smith's narrative. Was Smith really just trying to clear his conscience, or was he angling for a lighter sentence? Evans wanted the jury to have their doubts, especially with the inconsistency between what Smith allegedly told his sisters and what he was saying on the stand. That's also what they found in his letters to his sisters. My lawer is trying to tell me my best out is working with the feds, helping them, something I've never done in my life. That's the only way I will not do life in jail. They got to let me walk free. Luke Evans wasn't holding back during his cross-examination of Cornelius Smith, pressing him on why he lied to his family after his arrest. Smith's response? He admitted he was just hoping for the best and trying to speak it into existence. Classic case of wishful thinking, right? Smith explained that he eventually realized Govan had already talked to law enforcement, so at that point, he knew they already know everything. You repeatedly say in these letters to your sister that you didn't do this and you're only going to cooperate to get yourself a deal. Evans kept the pressure on, bringing up a letter Smith had written to his sisters. In that letter, Smith revealed that he had met with Govan, and the conversation raised some serious red flags.
Car insurance for $19 a month? It's real, and it's stupidly easy. Here's how.
According to Smith, it felt like Govan was on a tight deadline to find someone to take the blame for the whole situation. That little nugget of information painted Govan as someone who might have been scrambling to pin the crime on someone else, possibly even Smith. Smith's admission that he was trying to speak it into existence only added to the drama, making everyone wonder how much of his testimony was influenced by his own hopes versus the cold, hard facts. And with Govan's actions thrown into the mix, things were getting even murkier. In a jaw-dropping moment during the trial, Cornelius Smith came clean about a rather questionable move. He admitted to trying to get his girlfriend to lie for him to create an alibi. Oh, the drama. Defense attorney Luke Evans pounced on this confession, turning up the heat even more. He asked Smith if he had any inkling the day before young Dolph was murdered that he was planning to kill him. Smith didn't skip a beat. He simply said he was out looking for somebody. What a vague and ominous statement. But that's not all. Evans revealed that on the morning of the murder, Smith had sent a text saying it was his big day. The courtroom collectively leaned in, hanging on every word. When pressed, Smith claimed he was talking about his daughter's birthday. A nice touch, but the timing was definitely suspicious. As if that wasn't enough, Smith then mentioned he had told his child's mother he planned to buy her a house. Talk about high-stakes promises. But he brushed it off, saying it was all just game. He even went as far as to differentiate between lying and game, suggesting he was just playing the angles. Evans wasn't letting him off the hook that easily, though. When asked directly if he was lying to the jury, Smith shot back, "I ain't trying to run game on nobody." Jermarcus Johnson's trial.
You are charged with taking possession of some of your brother's property after the Dolph killing, and for aiding him to communicate with another man by the name of Cornelius Smith after the Dolph killing.
But wait, there's more. A fourth suspect, Jermarcus Johnson, already took a different path in this twisted saga. In October 2023, Johnson pleaded guilty to 3 counts of accessory after the fact. For his role in the case, he's looking at a sentence of 6 to 12 years behind bars. Johnson's attorney, Luke Evans, came out swinging in his opening statements, telling the jury that Cornelius Smith's testimony should be taken with a huge grain of salt. Why? Because according to Evans, Smith is only looking out for number one and trying to cut a deal to save his own skin. So, Evans says, don't buy into his story.
17 hours and 8 minutes before the murder. What's that?
That's the white expedition, Ford expedition, going into the garage.
Evans stood firm in his defense of Justin Johnson, insisting that his client is innocent. He pushed back hard against the prosecution's claim that Johnson is the person in the surveillance footage from the night of young Dolphy's murder. Sure, there are photos of Johnson wearing similar clothes to the suspect, but Evans argued that just because someone dresses the same doesn't mean they are the same person. The clothes, the accusations, it's all circumstantial, and none of it proves Johnson was the one pulling the trigger. Mr. Johnson sits before you innocent, and he'll remain that way, because at the conclusion of this case, once you've heard all the evidence and all the testimony, you will not be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that he did this, because he didn't. Jermarcus took the stand and dropped some interesting details about his relationship with his brother, Justin Johnson. According to his testimony, he and Justin grew up in separate households and didn't really see each other that often, more like distant cousins than brothers. Their interactions were few and far between. Fast forward to November 2021, Jermarcus made it clear that he knew who young Dolph was. He knew Dolph was a rapper, but he had zero involvement in any plot to kill him. He was adamant about that, saying he wasn't part of any plan to harm young Dolph or any other artist from PRE, Dolph's record label. When it came to 2021, Jermarcus testified that he only saw Justin maybe 2 or 3 times the whole year, and they didn't even share the same circle of friends. He emphasized that he didn't know Treon Ingram, a name that popped up during the investigation. As for where Jermarcus was at the time of the murder, he said he was living in an apartment complex in East Memphis, nowhere near the crime scene. His testimony definitely added some layers to the case, raising questions about just how connected he really was to the whole situation. After the murder of young Dolph, Jermarcus said that Justin Johnson contacted him about bringing Jermarcus a rental car. Justin Johnson knew that Jermarcus did not have a car at the time. Justin Johnson brought him a white Chrysler. When Justin Johnson pulled up,
why did no one tell Michigan drivers about this new rule?
If you are currently insured, drive less than...
Jermarcus said Justin had 2 phones and was switching numbers from one phone to the other. Justin was going to give him one of his 2 phones to manage his social media and check his emails. Jermarcus said that Justin wanted him to post videos and content to his social media. Justin provided no explanation to Jermarcus why he needed his half-brother to post to social media for him, and did not tell him that he was going out of town. Suspicious, isn't it? Wait, there's more. Jermarcus Johnson said that Justin Johnson received 2 phone calls while they were together before getting into a white SUV. Jermarcus would contact Justin and let him know whenever someone tried to reach Justin Johnson on the phone that was given to Jermarcus. He helped Justin Johnson have a 3-way conversation with a man who went by the name C. Jermarcus Johnson said that he later learned that C was Cornelius Smith, another defendant in the case who admitted to taking part in the murder of young Dolph. Some of a conversation between the two, according to Jermarcus Johnson, had to do with money. Jermarcus Johnson saw some of Smith's texts which were about money, and that Smith asked Justin Johnson if he had talked to Unc. Jermarcus Johnson said he later learned that Unc was Big Jook, Yo Gotti's brother. Prosecutors alleged that Big Jook put out a $100,000 hit on young Dolph. With so many players in this complex case and alliances constantly shifting, things are heating up fast. Will Govan stay quiet or flip like Smith? And what impact will Jermarcus Johnson's plea have on the rest of the trial? Young Doppel's crime. When you've got enough haters, even your drive and passion can become the very thing they use to bring you down. Deputy District Attorney Paul Hagerman made this clear during his opening statements in the young Dolph murder trial. He painted a picture of Dolph, whose real name was Adolph Thornton Jr., as someone fiercely determined to carve his own path in the music industry. Dolph wasn't just a rapper, he was a self-made artist, building not only his career, but also his label, Paper Route Empire, from the ground up. He was doing it all on his terms, without relying on anyone else. And while that independent hustle earned him respect from fans, it also attracted the wrong kind of attention from those who saw his success as a threat. Hagerman's words hit hard, pointing out that sometimes, when you shine too bright, your enemies will find any excuse to snuff you out. Dolph's determination to make it on his own didn't sit well with everyone, and the jealousy and animosity that surrounded him eventually turned deadly. Trying to make it on your own can create enemies. Young Dolph and Yo Gotti's long-standing beef. Here's where the drama between Young Dolph and Yo Gotti's camp really takes off. According to the prosecution, Yo Gotti's label, Cocaine Music Group, now called Collective Music Group, wanted young Dolph to join their ranks. But Dolph wasn't about that life. He was determined to go solo and build his own empire with Paper Route Empire. So he turned them down. And, of course, things got heated after that. Dolph didn't just quietly walk away.
Today, I am giving you 3 reasons why Telemobile might be the perfect carrier for you and you.
He fired back in the most savage way possible for a rapper, with diss tracks. He aimed his lyrical shots directly at CMG, its artists, and its number 2, Big Jook, Yo Gotti's brother. These diss tracks set the stage for a bitter rivalry that only intensified over the years. Dolph was no stranger to danger, either. He had already survived multiple attempts on his life before the fatal in Memphis. In September 2017, Dolph was shot several times after a fight broke out outside a Los Angeles hotel. Somehow, he pulled through. And earlier that year, in February, his SUV was sprayed with over 100 bullets in Charlotte, North Carolina. That terrifying incident inspired his track 100 Shots, where he boasted about surviving the ambush thanks to the bulletproof panels in his ride. It's like something straight out of an action movie, right? Dolph's resilience only added to his legend. The fact that he kept coming back, despite these life-threatening incidents, made his eventual murder in 2021 all the more tragic. The tension between young Dolph and Yo Gotti's camps was like the hottest gossip in hip-hop, especially in Memphis. This beef was well known, simmering for years, and in 2017, Dolph opened up about the drama. His verdict was all about money, baby. The stakes were high, and the rivalry was intense, involving not just Gotti, but also his brother Big Jook and Black Youngsta. Fast forward to the aftermath of the hit, and things took a wild turn. After the shocking act was carried out, Cornelius Smith and his crew decided to FaceTime Big Jook to spill the tea on what just went down. But as Smith recounted the events, he had a moment of clarity and realized he needed to have a conscience. This self-reflection led him straight to the courtroom, where he dropped some serious confessions that could turn the entire case on its head. With Smith's dramatic testimony, it's no wonder the trial wasn't expected to stretch beyond this week. Aftermath of the murder. Young Dolph's tragic murder at Makita's homemade butter cookies left a huge impact, and we caught up with the owners to hear how they've been holding up since that fateful day. It's been a roller coaster ride, to say the least. The couple and owners of the business, Pamela and Maurice Hill, opened up about the challenges they faced in the aftermath of Dolph's death and the incredible support they've received from the community. The days right after young Dolph was killed were particularly tough for them. The weight of that loss was heavy, not just for their business, but for the entire neighborhood. The Hills shared that they were in a state of shock, trying to process the violence that struck their beloved store. But as time went on, they've noticed a shift. Things have gradually gotten better, and they've felt the love and support from the community more than ever. It's been a healing process, but they are still very much in the fight for justice for Dolph. Some people come in here and start shedding tears. It's just beautiful to see his fans come and support the business that he loved to come to and try the cookies, and they fall in love themselves. We have our t-shirts ready to put on Monday in support of justice for young Dolph. We are constantly praying for the family, and we just hope justice is served. Despite the heartbreak, Pamela and Maurice remain committed to honoring Dolph's legacy. They continue to keep the spirit of their business alive, determined to serve their community and support the artists who walk through their doors. They express their hope that justice will be served, not just for young Dolph, but for everyone affected by this tragedy. Will justice
But in this game, right, there are people who aren't playing. And just because someone takes your physical life doesn't mean that's where it stops. If you shed blood, you must pay for it. Right? Look what r.i.p has to say. This is from the first book of God. It says, you have said, talking about men who are evil spirits. And why does Ormazd, or creator, not destroy them? Remember, just the other day, if y'all watched us on the live with Sarnetta, Cube asked the same question. If your creator is all about love, why doesn't he just stop everything? And Malachi explained it to him perfectly. If you mess it up, you must clean it up. Right? It's not on the creator to stop it. He didn't start it. You did. So when you want to call for peace, you call for peace. Till then, you're in the war you created. And you must clean it up. But look what it says. Just like he asks, who are evil spirits and why does the creator, or Ormazd, the master of light, not destroy them? I say to you, evil spirits are both yourselves and the dead. You and people who have passed on. Right? These are your ancestors. They are the spirits of the dead. Many of them turn into evil spirits. What do you think evil people turn into? Those whom you have slain in passion. Dolph. Let me make it easy for you. Those who you have slain in passion, right? Because of hate, because of beef, because of words, because of passion, still live to torment you in spirit. Is there some get back being got? Is young Dolph's spirits not allowed to rest? Why? What y'all been doing to him? You've been dragging him across the coals. You ain't let his spirit rest yet. First of all, he was taken out, shot tragically. You dig what I'm talking about? Shot down like he didn't matter. Right? And then every other day, his face in the news. His mama and them ain't been able to heal yet because it's being thrown up in their face every day. His wife ain't healed yet. Them babies ain't healed yet. That's the same thing as this being said right here. You had their skulls hung on the gates and the walls. The doorways to your temples of science were hung with the scalps of your enemies. When they say you hung their skulls on the gates and the walls, that's just like putting a man on TV. Broadcasting it everywhere now. He mattered. Right? And he mattered to a lot of people. but he ain't been able to rest yet. And look what they say. The spirits of these people still live, though their bodies are dead, and for vengeance sake, they obsess you to take deeds of wickedness. So, is there any objective proof? Is there any objective proof that the spirit of these people who you slain in passion, right? That though their bodies are dead, and for vengeance sake, they obsess people to deeds of wickedness? Prove it, Cosmon. Them niggas sliding for Dolph. Huh? Let's go.
It is around 12:30 in the afternoon Wednesday when he was gunned down.
As the anniversary of young Dolph's approaches, the wheels of justice are beginning to turn. Johnson is also requesting a move from 201 Poplar to the penal farm in East Memphis due to safety concerns.
Vitellis Taylor, also known as CEO Teasy, was found shot to death in Orange Mound Wednesday at Spotswood and Bunton. Those close to the case tell us Taylor is part of a group, the same group linked to the suspects charged in connection with Dolph's.
As District Attorney Steve Mulroy says Govan asked for young Dolph to be.
Mr. Govan has been indicted and is in custody for being involved in the young Dolph. He played the role of the person who solicited the murder.
I don't find no bitch beside two real niggas. Two real niggas with a in the middle, man.
Good evening, Daniel. Well, at least 5 police sources have confirmed with Fox 13 that the person is Anthony Mims, also known as Big Jook. Now, Big Jook is the brother of rapper Yo Gotti.
They've literally been Memphis for 3 straight years since Young Dolph died.
Hey, yo, squad, what's the drill? Back with another video, man. Well, it seems like them boys ain't playing about Dolph because ever since he got murked by his ops, body's been dropping. His alleged assailants have not only the law to worry about, but Dolph's people viciously spinning the block looking for him. Now, one of the headest of honchos has been targeted and caught lacking, and where it is, he's another casualty of get back for Dolph because he was the one who put the bread on Dolph's head, allegedly. And guess who he happens to be? Dolph's biggest ops brother, Big Jook. Just how many bodies dropped who was involved in Dolph's hit? We're gonna find out. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business. Every street rapper claims that if them or their mans get caught lacking, it's going to be bodies dropping on the ops side in retaliation. But all them boys gone and not one of their mans slide on their ops. I guess dudes thought that was the same for all rappers. But nope. When the ops took Memphis legend Young Dolph life, man, they learned the hard way that some of these dudes are really loved and respected and their mans will slide on every block until all involved face justice.
Police say young Dolph was inside Makeda's around 12:30 in the afternoon Wednesday when he was gunned down.
Street justice, that is. Dolph's people was on go time, and the cops knew it. They began advising everybody to stay at home and not come outside if you don't have to. That's how much they knew the bloodshed was about to pour for Dolph.
Tonight, we strongly encourage everyone to stay home if you do not have to be out.
The Memphis police chief is asking everyone to stay home tonight after rapper Young Dolph is gunned down at a South Memphis cookie shop.
There will be extra police presence in many parts of the city.
Police even beefed up presence in front of Yo Gotti's business, expecting bullets to rain down.
Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland says there is a team of people right now trying to keep the peace and stop any more from happening.
Yeah, they're trying. Their efforts seem to have worked last night.
But extra police presence wasn't stopping anything from going down. As much as they tried, it just didn't work. Dolph was taken out on November 17, 2021. By December 2021, a study showed that Memphis became one of the most unsafe cities in the country with a rise in homicides.
A new study finds Memphis is the most dangerous city in the country. This report comes as the Bluff City is on pace to surpass a record number of homicides.
The first target was an example for what's to come for anybody involved in Dolph's hit or involved with the people in Dolph's hit. Comedian Darion D. Money Childs joked about Dolph's passing on an online post. A week later, they already spun the block on him. That poll, on waste, couldn't stop the streak of revenge that started. January 2022, a rapper who was signed to Moneybagg Yo and who was the cousin of Big 30 by the name of Big Newski was wed up. According to Memphis Police Department, the shooting happened at the New Horizon River Apartments located at 3723 Kazasa Road around 7 p.m. When the bullets stopped, the 26-year-old man was murked from the shooting.
The New Horizon River Apartments in the 3000 block of Kazaza. Now, what we're being told is that police were dispatched here about an hour ago after getting a call about gunshots being fired in the area. Now, what we do know right now is that police are reporting that one male victim was shot here on this scene.
Big Newski was said to be connected to Justin Johnson, a.k.a. Straight Drop, who was currently one of the dudes charged for Dolph's homicide. Two photos online brought their connection under suspicion. When it seemed, they both posted pictures standing in front of the same whip. Straight Drop, on hearing Big Newsi's passing, posted a pic of him online saying, "Lost my brother, fighting to keep my head up." They were feeling the pain now, but Dolph people wasn't done yet. According to sources, Straight Drop and the dudes charged with Dolph hit don't only have ties to CMG and Yo Gotti allegedly, but they also affiliates of the Memphis gang Trula Mafia. And the OG of the gang is said to be a dude named Joshua Taylor, aka CEO Teezy. What's crazy is that Teezy was also on the cops' radar for the Dolph hit. Well, he wouldn't be a living target in time to come. On June 14, 2023, reports state that officers responded to a man down call at Spotswood Avenue near Bunton Street at 12:56 p.m. They found Taylor suffering from gunshot wounds. He was deceased at the scene. Reports continue, though, saying that people who live nearby believe he was actually shot the night before and was just discovered lifeless in a car near a church around 1 p.m.
Vitalis Taylor, also known as CEO Teezy, was found shot to death in Orange Mound Wednesday at Spotswood and Bunton. Those who live nearby tell us Taylor was actually shot the night before, discovered lifeless in a car hours later.
News reports would claim Teezy to be a high-profile gang member, and once more publicly linked Teezy to the group that murked Dolph. YouTube journalist King AK also spoke on the alleged hit that went out on Dolph and said Straight Drop would have to have got the go-ahead from Teezy, and by taking him out, Dolph's people was taking out the head honcho.
Teezy ain't just no gang member. Teezy was the head nigga of Trula Mafia. Do y'all understand what that means? That means if anybody that's in Trula got anything to do with Young Dolph death, Justin Johnson. Teezy at the end of the day gives the okay.
The spinning didn't stop there, and with this next alleged body in the long line of revenge for Dolph, it shocked many, because if true, it showed that not only males were in on the hit list to be spun on. Memphis rapper Destiny Govan, aka Lotta Cash Desto, was in the 5500 block of Richmond Avenue at around 2:40 a.m. with a female friend on September 24th, 2022. That's when police say that they stopped behind a dark four-door vehicle at a traffic light. Two male bangers popped out the dark whip and walked down on Desto and the female passenger, murking Desto and injuring the girl she was with. Now, this is what made many connect her homicide to get back for Dolph. In a strange turn of events, another person arrested for orchestrating Young Dolph's hit was Desto's father, Hernandez Govan.
Court records show 43-year-old Hernandez Govan, who was just indicted in the rap star slaying, along with Johnson and Cornelia Smith, once lived just a few houses down. Neighbors fearing for their lives told us off camera he grew up on the street. A possible connection linking the suspects, as District Attorney Steve Mulroy says Govan asked for Young Dolph to be murdered.
Mr. Govan has been indicted and is in custody for being involved in the Young Dolph. He played the role of the person who solicited.
What he himself then posted online hinted even more that she was taken out because of his actions that got Dolph murked. It's crazy how the pieces are connecting with everybody dropped. Dolph's people wasn't letting up, and the next target will prove just that. According to the Memphis Police Department on August 18, 2023, police said that gunfire rang out around 9:30 a.m. at a BP gas station on the 500 block of South Parkway East. Officers responded and located a male to Manuel Benson, who was...
I'm telling you, they spinning for this boy. What did it say? That the spirits of these people that you just killed still live, though their bodies are dead. And for vengeance sake, they obsess you to deeds of wickedness. These boys riding out of loyalty. They hurt. You took the breadwinner too. They slide. They're not playing at all. They're not playing at all, y'all. They do say the wages of sin are death.
Was black youngster's brother with a fatal gunshot wound. The dude wasn't even masked up or nothing because police had a clear image to release to the public with a $5K reward for info about his whereabouts. He just made sure to get his task done. No concern about no face, no case, or nothing. Another one bite the dust, and of course all fingers pointed to PRE, Dolph boys, having something to do with it, since it was black youngster who was initially arrested for one of the attempts on Dolph's life in 2017 when over 100 shots was sprayed at Dolph's black SUV. Black youngster and Dolph been into it after youngster inherited the beef from Yo Gotti, and black youngster was out here strapped up looking for smoke with the Goonies. Now he was left with pain and anger with the loss of his brother to the cycle of spinning being allegedly carried out by Dolph Mans and them. And all of this, the main op, Yo Gotti, who was the face of the CMG beef with Dolph, was seemingly untouched from the spinning. But from the bodies dropping, it's no surprise that Dolph's peoples will find a way to make him hurt. And they nearly double-timed his family and called moms too. Luckily, she ran for her life. However, his brother, known as Big Jook, wasn't so lucky. Ironically, Big Jook was at the funeral of a loved one when he himself was packed up the same day. Remember PRE artist Grove Hero? Had got online when Dolph was murked and said that it was Big Jook who put the 40K bag on Dolph's head and it was smoke whenever he saw him.
If a nigga told you, hey man, look, bro, my Jook put a $40,000 hit on you, bro. Like, nigga, man, come on, bro. I'm standing on there. Bro, I'm not no shake ass nigga, bro. Ain't no nigga finna tell me a nigga put $40,000 on my head and I'm finna do this, bro. Anybody that associate with you, and this ain't got nothing to do with them other folks, bro. It's certain folks that got something to do with this. It's Jook, and God, it really ain't got nothing to do with this shit. But Jook is his brother. It's Jook. It's Migo, it's Youngster. These the folks that got something to do with this shit, dog.
So, you know, they probably was fully invested in catching Jook lacking. On January 13th, Anthony Mims, a.k.a. Big Jook, and Yo Gotti attended a farewell service for their relative, OG Eric Bovin. In a video clip shared by YouTube journalist Seti Nash, both can be seen going up to the casket. According to him, who claims to have factual information, there were two dudes in the back of the church scoping out Big Jook, and they waited for the perfect moment to catch Jook lacking. That moment would come at the repass after the farewell service outside of Perion's Restaurant and Event Center on the 6300 block of Winchester Road. Gotti luckily didn't go to the repass because he might have suffered the same fate. Big Jook would enter his vehicle, and allegedly Yo Gotti moms was also in the whip. But that wasn't stopping anything, and the shooters started busting, wetting up Big Jook and another homie that was in the car. Allegedly, his moms, by a stroke of luck or God shielding her, was able to dip out the whip and run for her life, escaping the fatal shooting. Big Jook will be rushed to the hospital where, unfortunately, he succumbed to his injuries.
Good evening, Daniel. Well, at least 5 police sources have confirmed with Fox 13 that the person is Anthony Mims, also known as Big Jook. Now, Big Jook is the brother of rapper Yo Gotti.
Onlookers and surveillance footage captured a white SUV with no license plate speeding away from the scene, and police are on the hunt for the vehicle.
Tonight, police are looking for a white Ford Explorer SUV in connection with the shooting. It has dark tinted windows and black wheels. A witness told police they saw suspects in the SUV speeding away.
Everything came full circle leading up to Big Jook. Looking back after Dolph's hit, Jook was one of them always poking fun at Dolph. In one clip, he was mocking Dolph passing in his artists about coming to CMG for bread. And in another video, he disrespected Dolph while filming a mural with Dolph.
Two real niggas with a in the middle, man.
More info was surfaced, and it will become even more convincing these bodies wasn't just random, but all connected to Dolph's hit. Video footage hit the net showing Big Jook with a stack chilling with CEO Teezy, then also at his personal birthday party. So the two was tight.
Hey, I'm a gambler. I know that.
But that's not all. Big Jook is also seen in photos with none other than the man authorities claim to have orchestrated the Dolph hit, Hernandez Govan. No one is too high to get touched, because for some people, like those who loved and respected Dolph, they'd by any means necessary slide on anybody involved in murking their mans. And these bodies are allegedly just the tip of the iceberg. Apparently the streets are saying countless bodies already dropped over Dolph behind the scenes.
The young Dolph has traumatized so many people in that whole ecosystem and structure in Memphis. There's been that seemingly are revenge immediately afterwards. Remember, they said like 4 niggas got in the next 24, 48 hours. But even like, how long Dolph been dead? I think Dolph got, was it 2020? Or maybe 2021? Damn it. Young Dolph might have been the most loved nigga I've ever seen in the history of hip hop. I don't think there was more sliding about Pac, more sliding about Nipsey Hussle. Nigga, this type of sliding here, nigga, is a different nigga. These niggas got a slip and slide going on in Memphis. I don't know what the I didn't know that Dolph was loved like this. They've literally been Memphis for 3 straight years since Young Dolph died. I've never seen some shit like this.
I wonder if those involved still think it was worth taking his life. All celebrations of somebody's hits in the streets always turn to mourning at some point. R.I.P. to Young Dolph and all the people who lost their lives in this mess, man. Until next time, stay smart, stay alert, and stay real. I'm out, y'all.
They ain't no game. They ain't no game, man. I just want to show this one more time. One more time. And we gonna get up out of here, man. 1 second. Just one more time. This is exactly what we're seeing today, y'all. It's exactly what we're seeing. Who are evil spirits? Why does not the Creator destroy them? I say to you, evil spirits are yourselves and the dead. Niggas just like you, niggas just like Dolph. I ain't gonna say it wouldn't be me, nigga. You ride on me, kill me. I'm not just about to. I ain't above it. You dig what I'm talking about? I might want some get back myself. And then you ain't let my mama chill. You killed my brother. You dig what I'm talking about? You ain't let my mama chill, so I ain't gonna let your mama chill. They've been riding for this boy for a couple of years. Anybody that has something to do with it, they getting touched. You see that? Huh? The spirits of these people still live. Those whom you have slain in passion, hate, still live to torment you in spirit. The spirits of these people still live, though their bodies are dead. Let that sink in. And for vengeance sake, they got the homeboys gassed. And they slide. Stop playing. All right? That being said, breathe in, let that light in. This ain't no joking matter. So I ain't gonna even go out with no music on this. Y'all breathe in, let that light in, man. Cosma, I'm out.